Good afternoon, guys. My name is Hasan Zeki Alp. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm lecturing you Kotlin lessons here. So far we have seen 6 lessons today, this afternoon. We're gonna see lesson 7, and within this framework I will show you examples, Kotlin code examples, and I will make them run on integrated development environment, and you will see the result, and we go step by step like this, and without wasting our time, I'd like to start our lessons. Okay, in this lesson I'm here trying to talk about primary constructor. Here I define a class whose name is whoever, and within this class I define a variable name, and it's gonna be string, and also within this framework I define a method, print hello method. This is a function, and within this function I'm trying to print this string. There is an interpolation here, and how do I use this class? This is my main function, and within my main function I create an object of my class, this class whoever, and I define this variable, and this time it's gonna be called as Hasan Zeki, and also after that I'll use this method, print hello method. So just let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, just go. Let's go step by step. At first, I'm calling this whoever class an object created of it, and hello is printed, and name is called as Hasan Zeki. Okay, name is called Hasan Zeki, and this is another example. I define my new user class, and I define my age. It's gonna be integer this time, not string. So I define another function, method, and within this method the new user is $years old message. This string will be printed, and during my main function I create an object of this my new user class, and I assign 59 number as my age here, and I recall this object with this method, this function method, print age info. So as soon as the interpreting program comes here, it's gonna recall this one, and with age variable is assigned number 59. Okay, let me show the result. Okay, once again, the new user is 59 years old message is printed on the screen. Okay, let's go with another one. We go on with primary constructor. Okay, this is my new class, person who I named it, and our constructor will contain one member. Okay, it's gonna be a string variable, okay, name, and within this class I define a say hi method function, and within this I define a method in order to print hello $name, and class structure finishes here, closes here, and I define my main function, and within the main function I create an object, and at the same time I expect from the user to enter something, some input data here. So the structure here just does this, okay, read line, and after that, after accepting data from the user, I call my object with this method, okay, this function, say hi. Okay, just let's try it and see. I enter my name, Hasan Zeki Alp. So when we reached here, this say function will be called, okay, hello, and the entry will be used here, hello Hasan Zeki Alp, will be printed on the screen. Let's see another example. In this example, I define a class, all student. So it accepts one parameter, age parameter, integer, and I define a function within this class, print age. So I'd like to print out the age, and this print method, by means of this print method, I'm saying I'm $age years old. So age will be our members. And during our main function, okay, I create a student st, and I recall our class here, old student, with one parameter. Our parameter is 59, is integer. So I give another command here, st.print age. So print age function will be executed here with what parameter? The parameter that we assigned a previous line. So let's run it here. Okay, just focus on this print age method function, and the method of this function is I am $years old. So 59 is assigned at the implementation main function structure. So let's see another example here. So I'd like to give an idea about initializer block here. I define another student class here, just not to cause any inconveniences with the previous class structures. And here I will accept two arguments here. One argument will be a name string, so that's going to be used at the same time in a method. Our IDE gives that. And how about age? And I define another argument here, age will be integer, and it's going to be used another method, print method. Okay. And how do I use this? Simply I define an object which is called John, and John will be assigned this class by calling this class with what parameters? John, name John, and age 20. And let's run it, and okay, line by line, two line will be printed, okay, because our init function block includes two method, printing method. At the first, student semicolon will be printed, and this interpolation just expects the first argument. Okay, the first argument will be assigned as John. Okay, it's printed like this. And how about the next line? At the next line, age will be printed, age semicolon, and there is another interpolation here. So age will be assigned as 20, and this is the example of initializer block. This is my initializing block. Okay, Let's go with another one. Okay, this time my class is named new student. It's gonna accept two arguments, string name and integer age. Okay, I define two init block here. The first init block, initialization block, this will print first. Simply it's gonna print out this text, and this is the another init block, initialization block. Okay, user using a variable declared above $name. So just I did a manipulation here. So before printing, this interpolation will work. So name argument will be assigned whenever I call it. So in main function, okay, I create a king object. I say new. I recall a new student class, my new class. So with what parameters? Stephen King. This is the name, and age 77. This is not correct. This is just my estimation. I hope he is younger than this. Just I can run this. Okay. The first init block will be printed. Okay, this will print first, and after that the second init block printed, because we recall a new student. So that means all initialization blocks will be performed in this order. So when interpreter comes here, reaches here, it's gonna look for the factual value of this name. So name is Stephen King, and I here assign another argument here, age, and this is not used, in fact. Okay, it's not used. Just age, the name argument will be printed. Okay, let's go with another one. Here define class at the end of main function. This is allowed just to show it that it can be after fun main block. And within my class structure person, there is two arguments here. First name will be string and age integer. Just by mentioning this structure, I'm saying that these are only read-only. Just they cannot be editable, because I define here within parentheses, and how I use this data. I here create an object, person first. Person first will be assigned as an instance of person class. Okay, I'm talking about this one. And first name as a string, Hasan Zeki Alp will be assigned. Hasan Zeki Alp's YouTube channel. And how about the other argument, age 59? This will be assigned also. Just I'm looking for, is there any method within this main function? Yes, of course. Print line channel's name will be printed, and this interpolation the object person one, person first, will be recalled with this argument, first name. Okay, first name is assigned here, so it's just readable. It's not read-write mode, so there will be another printing line here, age also. By means of this interpolation, age will be printed out. So just I can say that this and this is somehow a constant manner. Let's run it. Okay, just I said channel's name Okay, Hasan got YouTube channel. This is called here as first name, and age 59 at another line. The next line will be printed out. Okay, let's go with our next example. I here give an example about interface structure. In Kotlin, it's possible also like Java programming language interface structures, to use interface structures. I here define an interface called A, and I here define another interface called B here, and here within this interface I define a method, a function with a print method here. My function is print me, and at the next interface I define another function, print me too, and within this print function, print me too function, I define a method, and another method from interface B. String will be printed out, and after this interface declaration, okay, I mention multiple interface example. Okay, I create a class here, my new class name this is, and A comma B. So that means I will use this interface as a parameter and this interface B as a parameter. Okay, just how to use this structure within my main function. I create a object, so it's gonna be assigned as multiple interface. This is a formal class instance using, in fact, and this parenthesis, that means there is no external or user entry. It's gonna be accepted the default parameters. Okay, I create when I create object, I use print me method regarding to interface A. Okay, print me, and at another line I use the other method which is regarding to interface B. So just we can expect that two lines will be printed. At the first, it's gonna be displayed this one, and another this one. Okay, let's make it run. Okay, method of interface 1, how is that? Method of interface A, okay, sorry. And at the next line, another method from interface B will be printed out. This is an example of interface structures. You can increase, you can enhance, you can enrich your program. How much do you need within your structure, within your algorithm? And this is an example, a simple example, how to use it, how to manipulate it. Okay. Here I define a class here, AA, and within this class I desire to give an example of companion object. Okay, this is the keyword companion object. Okay, within this block I define a function, show function, and it's gonna be a string, and it's gonna return this string. Okay, functions might have return values, so this function will give this return string. Okay, how to use it? I simply use this print line method, and within this method I use this object. I create and use this object. Okay, with this method. Okay, just this is a great utility without need to create an object, an instance of this class. Just we can use it in a short manner. This is a good okay. I here would like to show you. Hey, you are watching. Hey, okay, you're watching Kotlin lessons here, and let's go with this one. I here define a generic example. This is a template. It's gonna have an input argument, and this init block will include one method, one printing method. I'm getting called with the value plus and input. So we have to look for input variable. Okay, input variable is assigned as Java here, and there is another input here, Java 10. So just this is enough for talking about the class structure. Let's focus on main function. Okay, within main function I create two objects. One is object of obj, and the other object first. Object obj object is assigned with this thing. What is this thing? What thing this is? I recall generic example and with string with argument as string, and that argument will be Java. Okay, and how about the other instance, the other object? Generic example will be recalled once again. Okay, this time not as string, but as integer 10. So just when I call this, when I run this, okay, I am getting called with the value Java at first printed. Okay, and I'm getting called with the value 10. This is the for integer input. So this is the end of this lesson 7, guys. Just I'd like to say something. This lesson 7 will be the next from the end there, guys. In our next lesson, at lesson 8, this series of Kotlin lectures will be coming to an end. And thanks for your watching me, and thanks for your sparing time for me. I hope you find it useful, guys. Bye bye.